Feel like I have plenty of time to get ready for these things until I don't. I always feel like I'm down to the minute getting ready for my live streams on Fridays. That's all right. Whew, man, it's a busy day. Clean my hands real quick. Not that it's going to do much good. I was handling this POR 15 paint today, which is kind of like an epoxy. It's, I don't know why they even call it paint. It is not paint. It is straight up epoxy, and it sticks to everything. I even rubbed my hands with some xylene, and this stuff still didn't come off. And that's what xylene's supposed to do. Holy shit, I got a huge bruise on my arm and I have no idea where it came from. Who knows? Ah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Friday Staining. Whew. Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, man? Welcome. Hey, we got so much shit to get done. I'm starting this Friday sanding tired. I have been out in the sun all day sanding and painting a boat trailer for my day job. And here in Florida, we went from winter to summer in about the span of a week. Shit is hot. All right, let's see. I got a bunch of stuff. I got a tongue oil, some Uwara, some machete wasters. I got a double-ended Pahoa dagger, a limited edition vampire steak, a one-of-a-kind vampire steak. Then I'm gonna stain this Viking Sachs vampire steak, which I haven't really decided. I'm not sure how in love with this I am, but we're gonna see how it looks once it's stained. I got a set of vampire hunter swords we're gonna do. Then I got some Ninja Hombo we're gonna give a second coat of stain to. I've got a couple of vampire bats we're gonna put some blood spatter effects on. I got this Plants vs. Zombie spear tip thing I gotta paint. And I think that's it. I think that's all. I think that's it for today. It's not a lot, right? Holy shit. I have too much stuff going on. Blustery and rainy there. Oh, yeah? Oh, thanks for the likes, everybody. Blustery and rainy in the DFW area, huh? It rains here like clockwork this time of year around 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Somewhere in there we get a big rain. Seems like that's, hey, it's Hickory Pocky War. We're going to do that. Seems like that's how it goes this time of year around here. Which one's that's the one. Gotta oil the holes first. If I have, I don't even know if I have enough tongue oil in here to oil the holes. I guess I do. There we go. Almost in there. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. All right, that one's done. Get in the hole, tongue oil. Where you belong. Hey, what's up, Raul? All right. I'll be going back and forth between doing this and putting stuff away in the drying room behind me, so bear with me on that. You can put this one up. What's everybody up to this Friday? Hope everyone's ready for the weekend. I know I am. You guys aren't going to believe this. I actually have a Saturday tomorrow where I don't have to do shit, really. I do remember you, Ro. How's it going? Good to see you again, man. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, tomorrow I don't have to do anything. I probably have some things I should do. I thought about going and getting some glasses. I got paid for the last book that I finished. Wasn't much, but it might be enough to cover a new pair of glasses, which I definitely need because my eyesight sucks. My eyesight sucks so much these days. Not as much as my hearing, though. My hearing is way worse. Josie! What's up, nerd? That's right, man. Hey, what's up, Dave? Welcome back, Dave James. Josie, always a pleasure to see you and Dave. But yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm kind of a professional nerd, to be honest with you. Like, I have a master's degree in English with a focus in world mythology, so if that gives you any indication of how big of a fucking nerd I am a huge one. Oh, yeah, man, well, be careful driving home. Don't let me distract you. I don't know if you believe it, I just got off work myself. I get off work around 3:30. I spend the next 30 minutes scrambling to get everything ready before I can do this live stream at 4. I always think, I try to get as much ready on Friday mornings as I can, and I always think, I have plenty of time. I never do, though. Oh, holy crap, I sold out of machete wasters over the weekend, so I made a few more. My machete wasters are great if you study Eskrima or Kali or Silat or any of those, or any other martial art where they use machetes, which there are several. And they are, as with all of my wasters in Boken, guaranteed not to break under normal use for up to a year. If they do, I replace them free of charge. All you gotta do is send me a message with a photo, tell me how it broke, so I can figure out what happened and whether it's something I can fix. And I will send you a replacement. No returns needed. Oh, man. I'm burning through the tongue oil stuff today because I have so much freaking other stuff to do. I gotta stain stuff. I've got stuff I gotta paint today. It's gonna be I shouldn't say that. I always say it's going to be a long live stream, and then it turns out not taking me nearly as long as I think it's going to, but we'll see. I feel like this might be a longer live stream than usual for a Friday, but... And then I'm still not done, because after this, I got to go to the hardware store because I got a new custom order for a fight stick. Custom fight stick based on an old U.S. Army design for MPs, and so... This guy's studying an old Army manual, and so I'm making a custom stick for him. I have another guy who wants a 10. Oh God, I forgot what they're called. They're kind of like Subarito, but they're bigger. It's like a Tensabo or Tenrabo. I can't remember what they're called. My Japanese sucks these days. So I got to go figure out what wood I need to make 3 of those. And figure out how much it's going to cost, because I got to get an estimate for 3 of them for him. That's going to be 4 custom orders next week. That should make my week next week very interesting. I've had a surprising amount of custom orders coming in for this time of year. Normally, this time of year is pretty slow. That's why I have my biggest sale of the year in March, because normally I don't sell a lot from January through March. So March is usually my biggest sale of the year, and it is this year. 20% off is the biggest discount I do all year long. So if there's anything on my shop you want, this is the time to go get it. It will not ever be cheaper than it is right now. That's right, you cannot get fairer than that. That is very true, Dave. I got so much of these custom orders. But I'm cool with it. That is not a complaint. I am so freaking happy to have custom orders coming in this time of year, because normally I do not. So custom orders usually bring in more money than my standard inventory stuff. So my shop definitely needs the money right now. So I'm happy to have it. You know what, guys? This machete waster may end up on auction. I just realized that it had a knot in it, and I thought that knot was just a surface knot, but it does not appear to be a surface knot. So this one may end up going on auction. I'll have to see. Let's see what it looks like whenever it gets a second coat. Because if I can't guarantee it against breaking, I do not sell it at full price. And dude, so I had a custom order last week for one of these, and it's a pahoa. The pahoa is a Polynesian, specifically Hawaiian wooden dagger that they used, and there were several different designs. And I've done museum replicas of a couple different kinds of pahoa. I hadn't seen this kind before, but I had a customer come to me and ask for a custom order, and I kind of in love with these, dude. They're kind of like Yawara, only instead they have one hole for a wrist loop. And instead of it just being a tapered end, they are pointy. And these things are scary as shit. Especially made out of Kamaru wood. Oh my god, dude. These things are frightening. They are so freaking sharp. But as always, what do we say? Please don't do the stabby with my stuff, because that's illegal. Unless it's in defense of your person. Otherwise, please do not do the stabby. No committing of the crimes with my stuff, please. They are for collector, display, and entertainment purposes only, and training. But yeah, that is sharp as hell. I love it. All right, that'll get corded up on Sunday. Whew. And you guys, I'm so sick of making these limited edition steaks for 2026. I've got one more. I got to make one more. I was going to make 13, but I decided to go with 10 because I'm just tired of making them. I went with a fairly simple design this year. I think they look good, but I am just kind of over making them. I think 10's a good number. So I got one more to make in the series. 1 through 8 are already up for sale on the shop. And then this will be number 9. And the last one that I make next week will be 10, and then that will be it for the 2026 limited edition steaks, and I can stop making them. Thank goodness. Because I am tired of making these bad boys. They are sweet, and they're awesome. They got a little pommel, got a bellied handle, conical tip. They look good, but tired of making them. Do I have a lathe? No, Dave, I don't. It is on my shop's want list for sure. When I move to my new shop that I'm moving to hopefully sometime in the next month or two, I will have a lathe at that shop. So eventually, I think we had talked about that. I was going to order a lathe, and they recently told me, hey, we heard you were going to order a lathe. Don't do that because we're going to have a lathe in the shop, so you're not going to need one. So yeah, that should be coming soon. I got a few things I want to get for the shop, hopefully in the next year or two, if sales can pick back up. One is a lathe. One is a steam bender. I would like to get a steam bending tent set up, a little steam bending tent, so I can make curved boken. And I would like to get a small 3D printer. I am not going into the 3D printing business, but when I do cosplay stuff, every now and then there are pieces that would be really easy if I could just make them on a 3D printer instead of having to carve them out, especially if they're plastic. I I hate carving plastic. I mean, I can do it. I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't like it when it mixes in with my sawdust because then I can't use that sawdust. It's just kind of a pain. This is also, I'm going to make, after this one, I'm going to make one more. I'm doing a series of limited, of one-of-a-kind rosewood steaks this year. I've already got several, or two, I think, up on the shop. This will be the third one for this year. This one's a purely pyramidal. And here's what's cool about it, is you can display it standing up. Nothing phallic about that at all. But yeah, I actually really like this one. I know it has kind of a simple design, but it's super beefy. It's got a pyramidal design all the way up. It's kind of like the Leaning Tower of vampire steaks, right? But no, Dave, no lathe yet, but it is on my list of things that will be coming to the shop hopefully in the next year or two. My shop's going to be undergoing some changes in this year, just to help me keep it alive, because the economy, I don't know if anybody's noticed, the economy kind of sucks right now. And I'm just trying to keep the shop alive. The custom orders that I've been getting are definitely helping, but you know, everything's getting more expensive. The wood's getting more expensive. A lot of my materials, luckily, I make a lot of my materials out of reclaimed wood. So that helps me keep my costs down. But the shipping right now, shipping has gone through the roof because of the cost of fuel. My shipping costs have doubled in the last few months, which kind of sucks. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about all this. I'm sure you guys didn't come here to listen to me bitch about my shop's woes, but it happened anyway. Sorry. Yes, world is fucked up, Dave. I would agree with that sentiment. I would say that is definitely true. World is fucked up. World's always been fucked up, but I do feel that we've reached a whole new level of fuckery in the recent months. Would say that is definitely true. We have reached unprecedented levels of fuckery going on in the world these days. And let's be honest, 90% of it is fucking rich people throwing a tantrum. I feel like 90% of the problems in the world just have something to do with rich people not wanting to die. Or and then realizing that they have to die, and then basically deciding they're trying to take the world with them. The rants aren't a bug, they're a feature. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I read fluent typo, Jay. I get what you were saying. The rants aren't a bug, they're a feature for sure. All right, we got some stuff to stain. Let me move this over here so I don't stain the thing I'm going to paint. Put that over there, away from the stain. Because last week when I was staining something, a drop of stain bounced out of the can and stained. I didn't realize it till afterwards. Luckily, the paint covered it up, but I had something I was going to paint that I got stain on last week. Or was it the week before? One of those two. Yeah. But you know, like, at my age, I'm just trying to survive at this point. But I will tell you this. If you know anyone who is involved in activism or protests or resistance of any kind, and they need gear such as shields, they need tear gas canister diffusers, anything of that nature, please tell them to hit me up. I will make those things for them at cost of materials and shipping. I will not make money off of it. I will only charge them. I will bring receipts. All they will be charged is what the materials cost me and what the shipping cost me. I will not charge them for my time. If they need gear, send them my way. If they need shields, if they need batons, if they need tear gas diffusers, I know how to make tear gas diffusers. If they need anything like that, please send those people my way. I will help. Probably going to get my video taken down for saying that, but I don't give a shit. I may lose some followers for saying stuff like that, but honestly, if you're going to unfollow me for saying that, I don't want you following me anyway. Because I may be too old to resist, but I can definitely equip the ones who are young enough. I will equip the next generation of Nazi punchers, for sure. With a smile. So I have this piece of wood. Sometimes I have a piece of wood that just doesn't really work for anything, and I always try to figure out what I can do with it. And this one kind of had broken and kind of had the look of a sax. So I thought, you know what? Let's just help this piece of wood fulfill its destiny of being a wooden sax. So that's what I did. So I don't know if it would it be a vampire hunter? Would it be a Viking vampire hunter or a Draugr hunter? I don't know. Do wooden stakes work on Draugr? I don't think they do. I think that's just Romanian vampires. But it's bladed. It's got a sharp little tip. If you know anyone who's in the niche cosplay of doing a Viking vampire hunter, let them know I've got the perfect prop for them. It's probably the most niche cosplay I've ever heard of. This is Viking vampire hunter, but there we go. That looks all right though. It's not too bad. I think it'll look better once I get a handle wrap on it. I've actually got a small strip of that leather handle wrap, adhesive handle wrapping. I think that I might try to see if it'll cover this handle. And then these are great. These Vampire Hunter short swords. When I make machetes, when I cut the machetes out, this is what I do with the cutoffs from the board. For my machetes, I turn them into Vampire Hunter swords. I have different lengths, different kinds. These two I really liked. I think I'm going to stain these, cord wrap the handles, and sell them as a set. I need a little more stain than that. There we go. But they're oak, and they're sharp. I always think it's cool that I think vampire stakes have been neglected a lot as like what's possible with a vampire hunter stake. Like I feel like if stabbing someone with a spiky piece of wood is something you need to do regularly, I feel like vampire hunters would be doing way more than just using sharpened stakes. I feel like they would have far more specialized weaponry sometimes, and so I like the idea of stuff like this. Hey, later, Dave. Enjoy shopping, man. Thanks for hanging out with me. Dave James, everybody. He's a good guy. All right, that's one. Now let's stain up its brother. And then we're going to clear all this off. And we're going to do some blood spatter effects on some vampire bats. Because I've noticed my vampire bats don't really sell much anymore. And I thought, you know what? I bet with blood effects, they might get a little more attention. I got a few things that probably after this year I'm going to phase out. My Ninja Hambo are getting phased out because they just aren't really selling anymore. Monkey King cudgels, I'm probably not going to make any more of those for a while. The ones I have in stock right now are what's for sale for the foreseeable future. And vampire bats, I'm probably just going to phase those out for a little while. I feel like everybody who wanted those probably has one at this point. All right, there we go. These will get handle wrapped on Sunday for my Sunday finishing work live stream, which is at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays. So if you're awake at that absolutely unacceptable time on a Sunday morning, please come join me. Woot woot! All right. And I hate doing this, but I gotta switch gloves again because I'm switching stains. So, as I did these Ninja Hambo last week, and I really thought they were gonna be okay with just one coat, but they were not. I was wrong. The stain just, it took really well, but the tips and just a few grains in the center are still showing through. So I want to give it one more light coat of this black gel stain, and hopefully it will be ready for cord wraps on the ends. I do black paracord wraps on 6 inches of the end here on both ends. That gives you a better grip surface, and it gives you a more durable striking surface. Especially for oak, it makes your oak less likely to break, makes it last longer. For rattan, it's amazing. For rattan's already strong as shit, but when you cord wrap the ends of rattan eskrima sticks, it will definitely make your sticks last a much longer time. I have a few designs of painted ones that I do. I have pink ones, and I have black ones that are made of rattan. The black ones are Nightwing style. They have blue, electric blue paracord on the ends. And then my pink ones have black paracord on the ends. Yeah, anything sturdy enough to get through a rib cage would be a good thing to have. Yeah. Anything lean and sturdy. Yeah, I would say the Sax definitely fits that bill, Jay. All right. Now we get to stir up this gel stain, which is always fun because it takes forever. This gel stain stuff, when it separates big time. It's like the dye gel ends up at the bottom and like a clump. Oh, good. It hasn't done that since last week, so that's good. So I probably won't have to stir it nearly as long. I'm not feeling any clumps on the bottom. Also, if you're new to the live stream, just a little tip. You try to stir stain, don't shake it. A lot of people will get a can of stain and just shake it. Don't do that. When you shake it, you're putting bubbles in it. And even though you can't tell when you rub the stain in, you'll have little tiny bubbles, and those bubbles will pop as it is drying and curing. And you'll get these weird little circles all in your stain. So you don't want that. So it's always best to stir. Do something, though. I'd rather you shake it than not do anything, because separated stain is not going to do much. You don't want to work with separated stain. All right. Probably should have grabbed the towel before I did that, but too late. Too late to turn back now, Nate. All right. All right. This stuff is also messy as shit to work with. I probably, if I was smart, would actually use a proper applicator for it, but I would rather just use shop towels. Because I have to clean the applicator, and I don't want to do that because I'm lazy. Actually, that's not true. I'm not really lazy. I don't know any lazy people that get up at 4:30 in the morning most days of the week. And I also don't know any lazy people that work 3 jobs. But I will say I do have a lazy streak, though. Like, if I have a choice between doing something and doing nothing, like if I don't have anything I have to do, I will choose nothing every time. That's like my favorite like thing to do on a day off is to sit around, feed my fat face, and watch bad movies on Tubi. That is like that's all I want to do most of the time. I don't get to do it very often, but Next weekend I guess I'm gonna have the house to myself next weekend, which I don't even know what to do with myself. So when I'm not in the shop, I think I'm gonna do like a bad movie marathon next weekend, maybe. We'll see. In between playing Helldivers with the boy. This weekend he's off doing some Boy Scout stuff, so I may play a little Helldivers, but not nearly as much as I was planning. And that's okay. I probably should rest. Resting is probably a better idea. I don't do that nearly enough. All right. One stick down, one to go. Oh yeah, this is the one this one has some wide grains in it, and it was having some issues last week taking the stain, but I got most of the grains done, I think. I don't see, maybe a few tiny little spots, but nothing catastrophic. And the wide grain doesn't affect the strength of it or anything, so should be fine. But, you know, my fight sticks are also guaranteed. So if you buy a set of these and they break on you, let me know. I'll send you new ones. If they break when they shouldn't break. I have to say that because I've had people in the past buy stuff for me and then go ham baseball bat style on like a telephone pole, and they're like, it broke. I'm like, well, no shit. Anything would break. There's not a bookend or waster out there that's not going to break under those conditions. Of course you can break it. You can break anything if you try hard enough. It's just a matter of will and determination. Breaking shit just takes time and determination. All right, put this away. And I'm burning through gloves today. Oh, good gracious. Well, if anybody's got any questions, let me know. I got to move some stuff here. Oh, dude, you guys know what? I'm so pissed about this. So I'm working on some Leonardo katana for the Leonardo in this Ninja Turtle cosplay group that I outfit their guys, and I've outfitted everybody but Leonardo. I'm working on these Suba for them. It's all plastic and foam. The Suba are wood, which I thought was a better choice. However, it's not. They fucking snap. And I do not want to make cosplay katana if the first time he bumps the edges of the Suba, they break. So I had to switch materials. So after I'm done here today, I've got new Suba that I have cut out of plastic. I'm going to paint those. Those are going in the trash. All right. So these are the vampire bats that I make in my shop. It originally started out as a joke. I made one of these because I'm a sucker for puns. The idea being that you can smack the vampire and then stake the vampire. I made the first one as a joke, but then they kept selling, so I kept making them. And now they've stopped selling, and I'm still making them. So we're gonna put some blood spatter on these. Which a lot of people think blood spatter is just going to be red paint. That is not the case. Red paint is never going to give you a proper blood effect. So, quick tutorial. Let's talk about how to make red paint look like blood. So this is just straight up Rust-Oleum enamel oil-based paint. And this is a bag of bone fragments, ashes. They're not human, I swear to God. This is bone fragments, ashes, and a little bit of dirt, all in this little baggie here. So we're going to toss that sawdust that's on the lid there in there. So you want a little bit of dirt, a little bit of just debris in your paint. It gives a little bit of grit to the paint. Because blood, especially when it's on a weapon that's been used in a melee situation, blood has debris in it. It has hair, it has bone fragments, it coagulates, and so you end up with bubbles. This is a situation where you want bubbles, people. So what you're going to do first is you're going to pour a little bit of red paint into a container that you don't mind getting rid of, or that you're going to wash. I don't do that because it's, again, lazy. You're going to pour some red paint in first into your little throwaway container. And dirt, ashes, very fine gravel, sawdust, anything like that works. You don't need a lot of paint. I always feel like I try to clean up the edges of my paint cans and I just make it worse. I just make it worse. And don't worry about getting it on your hands because you're gonna need the paint to be on your hands later anyway. But for right now we're gonna clean it off so that I don't get paint in my sawdust bag at least. Probably should have dumped that in first. Didn't really think that one through. So, by the way, the bone fragments in here are deer bone fragments. I grind up. I make deer bone knives, and I use the bone dust from those. And I mix that with ashes from my fire pit and a little bit of sawdust. Then we're going to take a stir stick here. And we're going to mix that all up. We're going to mix the ashes and bone fragments into this red paint here. And that causes you guys can see, it looks like it's got blood clots in it. It makes it look dirty, which is what we want. Because blood on a melee weapon is not clean. It darkens, which this will darken as it dries. I'll put a little bit more in. It'll darken as it dries, and the debris in it will help with bubbles and stuff to help make it look more like coagulated blood. It's just a very easy way. This doesn't work for making actual staged fake blood, but if you're gonna put a painted spatter effect on something that just needs to look like it's got blood on it and stay that way, works just great. If you need the blood to stay liquid, this doesn't work at all. All right, and then all we're going to do is dab a little cloth in there. And there's no science to it. Just, you're going to make sure you get plenty on the tip. And then you're just going to kind of wipe it down at random. You always want it to be a little heavier on one side than on the other because that's the side that, they hit with. There we go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put paint on my hands here. And then I'm going to grab the top and bottom of the handle so that we have bloody handprints on it. And I'm going to go hang this up. I'll be right back. Probably should have organized my baseball bats before I did this shit. That's all right. There we go. All right. And we got one more to do. I definitely used too much paint this time. That's okay. Better to have too much blood than not enough. Get a little more on there. And the smears are good because the smears kind of look like someone tried to wipe the blood off, you know, after they demolish someone. All right, stay put, you little bastard. It's hard to do this one-handed. Go. There we go. And we got blood effects and some bloody handprints. Looking good. By the way, the other cool thing about adding the ashes and bones and stuff to your paint, I'm not sure why it does this, but when it's on camera, it makes the blood really pop. Like the blood on the bat really shows up like bright, not bright, but like it makes it contrast really heavy. I don't know if it makes it more reflective or what, but for some reason, when you put the ashes and bone fragments and stuff in the paint, it makes it actually pop more, even though it's darker and dirtier. So that's, don't ask me why it does that. I have no idea. No clue why it does that. All right, I'm gonna try to find a spot on this towel that does not have stain or doesn't have stain on it, and I am coming up short. All right, give me a sec. I'm gonna have to get a different drop cloth. I got too much stuff on this for right now. Is what we're going to do. This is a polo shirt that I had to wear at my corporate job that I quit last year, or actually didn't quit. That was replaced by AI, and so I cut up all my polos. All right, now we are going to brush paint this bad boy here. What did I forget? Oh, right. I need something to put in the paint in. That's going to be handy. One second. Luckily for me, I keep all my takeout containers because I use takeout containers for this kind of stuff. I'm going to go get a chair. Give me 1 second. I don't want to stand up for this. I've been standing up all day. Oh. I've been standing up all day long. And I'm tired of standing up. All right. Whew. Anyway, this is a custom order that I'm working on for a client. She's bought quite a bit of stuff from me in the past. I I didn't quite get this exactly the way I wanted it to look. Honestly, Dave James was talking about we need me whether I have a lathe. That's kind of why I could not get the handle exactly right because I need a lathe to do that. But this is one of my favorite customers, so I am just going to make this one and send it to her for free because she's already bought some other stuff that I'm going to be shipping with it anyway. And after this one comes out, if it looks okay, it's still not going to look great, but if it looks okay, I will try to make a second one. She works with acrylic, so she requested that I use acrylic because she wants to do some other painting to it when she receives it. So I'm just going to give it a base coat of this green as she requested, and then she's going to paint over that with her own stuff. If you guys got any questions while I'm doing this, hit me up, and I will try to answer as best I can while I'm doing this. This acrylic may require more than one coat now that I'm looking at it. So I may have to give this a second coat on Sunday. Ugh. Well, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought I was going to. Always follow the direction of the grain, and then after you're done, try to drag your brush from one end to the other, and that will help eliminate your stop and start points in your paint, which is a good thing because, I mean, it's not a big detail, but when people can see start and stop points in your brush strokes, it kind of takes them out of the illusion. They notice, the next thing they know, they're just noticing the brush strokes. So I don't hate that. That doesn't look terrible. I definitely used way too much paint, but that doesn't look too bad. That's all right. I don't hate that. But yeah, it's definitely going to need a second coat. I'm going to try to put a little more on there. I don't want to cake it on, but I might be able to draw it out a little thicker. Here we go. All right, so that'll sit and dry. And then Sunday, after I finish all my finishing work, I will do the other side of this. And that should be good. All right. Move this. I have to move this, though, which I didn't really think about before I did this. I have to move it because I have to spray. This is my painting area. So I have to spray those Suba for the Leonardo katana, which means this has got to get moved. All right, so let's see if I can do this without ruining it. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Stay with me, Jimbo. Stay with me. Let go. That will work. All right. That'll do. And I only got a little bit of paint on my thumb. I'm proud of me, you guys. I'm proud of me for that so much. I'm sorry. It's been a really long day and I'm hot and tired. Oh my goodness, you guys. You guys. I'm so fucking tired. But I'm happy though. I got so much stuff this week. I have like 3 custom orders to do next week, which makes me happy. I love custom orders. I get to figure out how to make Tonrembo, I think maybe is what it's called. It's a gigantic fucking bokin. That's what it is. It's a humongous bokin. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So more or less, what this guy wants is a 5-pound, just shy of a 5-pound bokin. It's almost a Kanabo, to be honest with you, without the studs. But he wants his to be 42 inches long, so I'm going to have to cut this because obviously this is going to be too long for that. But I have to order 2 more of these to make the others. He wants 3 of them. But first, before I order them, I got to figure out how much it's going to cost him and get his approval on that, because I don't start work until the person says, let's go. And if you've done work with me in the past, I don't collect deposits. But unless it's over eBay or something like that, I normally have to collect a deposit, because unless I know you somehow or you know someone I know, I usually collect deposits. It's usually not much. It's usually no more than $50 for a deposit. But I don't start work until we've hammered out all the details, because I've done that in the past where somebody says they want something and I start ordering materials and then they change their mind. So yeah, we're going to make a gigantic set of 3 gigantic freaking 5-pound strength training bokin for this guy. I think. If he's okay with whatever my final estimate is for it. And then I've got a fight stick that I'm doing, and something else. I can't remember what it is because it's on my notes, and my notes are in my phone right now. And my phone's right there. You guys are on my phone, so. All right, you guys. That's about it for me today, unless you guys want to see something for show and tell. If not, I will call it a weekend. I will be back on Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as always, to do Sunday finishing work. So if you're up at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time on a Sunday, please feel free to join me for that. Everything you saw me stain or paint today is going to get finished. Oh, and the other thing I'll show you guys, I do have one thing I want to show and tell. So the Leonardo katana are almost done. I mentioned that earlier. Before I leave today, I have to spray paint. These are plastic. I finally just cut out some PVC sheets to make Suba. So I had to paint these today. Tomorrow I'm going to come in, flip them so I can paint the other sides. And then on Sunday, these are going to get assembled. I will show you one. Give me 1 second. I just untied my own shoe. So this is the blade. These are obviously convention safe, cosplay prop. They're meant to look good on camera, but up close you can tell they are not real swords. So these will get painted. This will get put on here for the Suba. The handle will be 11 inches because he has big gloves for the costume, so that way he's got plenty of room to hold the ninja toe. These will get painted yellow. This will get a foam and cloth wrap over the handle, and then this end cap will be epoxied over that. And I fashioned the end cap and the Suba handguard after the old school cartoon, which they were yellow or gold. So I got to paint these yellow. Sunbeam yellow, by the way, is the color for those. Sunbeam yellow, and then a brown handle, and these should be good. And he will finally finally, this Ninja Turtle group that I've been making prop weapons for like 2 years now, 2 or 3 years, finally I will have outfit their entire group. Their poor Leonardo's been waiting for these katana for a while. I feel horrible about it. And I'm not super proud to admit that this is like my 4th attempt to make these. All previous attempts failed. But I did fail upwards. I feel like I was failing better each time, and eventually I did find the right materials to make this work. It's just the problem with making a katana out of plastic that's adult size is doing it in a way where the plastic is strong enough to hold its own weight, which is hard to do sometimes. That 3/4 inch PVC, perfect. It holds its own weight. These Suba are not perfect, but they will work. They're meant to look like they were made in a sewer because Ninja Turtle weapons were made in sewers. I always try to make my Ninja Turtle weapons look a little rough so that they look like they were put together with like materials that were found in a sewer. But that's about it for me today, you guys. Unless anyone's got any questions or has something they want to see in the show and tell. The Kuromi bat got finished last week. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out with me while I did that. That got sent off to the client. She received it last night, and she's thrilled with it. I'm looking forward to hopefully doing some more custom battle bats in the future, but that was my last battle bat for right now. So if you're interested in battle bat, by the way, they are 20% off right now. They're normally $250. Right now they're on sale for $200 for a custom battle bat. That is the cheapest you're going to find those for. So if you're interested in a custom battle bat, March is a great month to do it. They will not be cheaper, again, for the rest of the year than they're going to be in March. So if you're interested in a custom battle bat, go check those out on my eBay shop or hit me up on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or anywhere else. Warrior Wooden Props, we're not hard to find. I'm on Instagram as NATRBrown37. It's also my Gmail address, NATRBrown37, NATRBROWN37 at Gmail. So if you're interested in a custom battle bat, hit me up on social media or on eBay. But how long have I been on here? Oh my God, it's almost been an hour. All right, it's time for me to go, folks. I got a whole lot of nothing to do tonight, which is going to be nice. But I will be back Sunday morning for Sunday finishing work at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Take care.